Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Genevieve Designs. Today is the day where I release my background designs. I do it twice a year. I do it in October and I do it in April. I picked October because that's my birthday month, and then I just did 6 months later, which would be April. So just twice a year, the semi-annual background design release, and I have 6 different bundles. I don't have any new background designs currently to share with you guys. I am working on some new stuff, which is why I've been gone for so long. It's really been, you guys, I just want to say, it's been almost 2 months since I've actually recorded a video. This is very awkward. It's very, very weird, and I know it's hard to understand. You know, when you see people that are on YouTube that have made a lot of videos, you know, you're used to them on camera. You're used to them being able to talk on camera. And I don't know, I can't speak for every YouTuber out there, but I get really nervous when I record, especially when I haven't recorded in a long time. But I do get nervous almost every time I record. So just keep that in mind, you guys, when you're communicating with your favorite YouTubers. It takes a lot for people to put themselves out there like this. So always keep that in mind. But I'm a nervous wreck almost every time I record. And I'm a nervous wreck now because I haven't recorded in months. So I'm working on some new things, and they're all add-ons for the Basically Amazing set of templates that I have. So there's the foundations, Basically Amazing foundations, and then there's the Basically Amazing add-on photo mats. This is an example of the add-on photo mat. This frame here. Most of you are aware, most of you who follow me know what those are. So what I'm currently working on is add-ons to the Basically Amazing foundations, and the reason it's taken me so long is because I wanted to give you several options. I didn't want to just come out with one thing and then everybody feel like, well, if that's my only choice, then I have to buy it. I wanted you to have a few options to go along with it, and it all makes sense when it comes out, and I'm working hard, I promise. I've got a prototype album made, but I'm almost finished with the templates themselves, and started on the second prototype. I just started on that yesterday, and then there's a third add-on that's a little bit different than the other two, and I don't have that quite sorted out just yet, but I'm getting there. But I'm getting there, you guys. I am getting there. I promise. I'm working super hard and I'm trying. And what's really frustrating for me is I've got all these things running around in my head, just rolling around, and it's hard to concentrate just on the one thing I need to focus on each time I'm working on them. Does that make sense? I don't even know if I'm making sense. I feel like I'm rambling, but that's okay because I haven't recorded in months, and I apologize. Okay. Well, anyway, so all of that is coming. I can't show you anything because it'll give it away. I can't show you a thing. I tried to do a little bit of sneak peekies in my Facebook group, but I have to be super careful of what I show you guys. And also, for those of you who are curious, I do not know what paper collections I'm going to be using just yet because I don't know exactly when I'm going to be able to release these. One of the prototypes that I made, I did use a current paper collection. But I don't want to be like, here's what I used in my prototype, because I don't know, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to use it when I film the albums with the add-ons. So I'm really hesitant to even share it with you because I don't want you to think that's what we're going to be using and then I don't use it. But I will, no matter what, I'll do a detailed flip through of the prototype that I made using that paper collection, and then you can decide for yourself if that is if you want to make that album, because I think it's going to be pretty straightforward for you guys. We made 5 albums last year or this year, and the Basically Amazing released in December of last year, you guys, and we've made 5 albums with that. And detailed albums, very detailed albums. They took a long time. We really went through every little step together. So these add-ons you all should be able to pick up right away without even needing a video series, except there are two new ways to, let's see, how do I put this? There are two new ways to bind these. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm pretty excited about it. One new way will be with 2 of the add-ons, and then the other new way will be with the 3rd add-on. And I mean, they're not new, they've been done before, but they're new to this type of system. Okay. Oh, I just feel like I'm just rambling. Y'all don't understand what I'm talking about. I apologize. I apologize. I am so sorry. It'll all make sense, I promise. There's also 2 new backgrounds that are going to be released with these new sets of add-ons, and I can't tell you what those are either, because that'll kind of give it away a little bit too. So, but they're not included in today's video. So today's video, I'm going to go through and show you all the different sets that we have, and then each set comes with 3 different PDFs. One's 8.5 by 11, one is 12 by 12, and one is 13 by 19. And I will show you all those in just a second. But if you want to stick around after all of that, I'm going to show you quickly, or hopefully quickly, how I made my little swatch book for all of my different sets. So that I have 2 printers. I have a HP laser, and then I have an Epson wide format inkjet. So I print 2 of each. Oh, that's another thing. My inkjet, my wide format printer, it just reset all of a sudden, and I had to tweak some of the settings in there for the coloring. So me and the inkjet, we've you know, tried to have a meeting of the minds, and so far it's beating me. But I'm having to go reset all of my settings, and I just don't have time right now. But anyway, I have 2 printers, so I have a swatch of each one. So each set is in here, and this way it's so nice to be able to, when I'm trying to match up a paper collection, like if I'm using a certain paper collection, like what did we use last? I don't even remember what we made last. I've already put them all up. Gingham Gardens maybe was the last one. I don't remember. Wasn't that something? I don't think it was Gingham Gardens. Well, anyways, when you're using a paper collection, it's nice to be able to flip through your swatch book and see what matches that paper collection the best. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's nice to have one of these little swatch books for your background designs, especially if you've got them all. I haven't done my black and white ones yet, so maybe we'll add those in this video today. But I was going to show you how I made this little book, and I did make this using the Basically Amazing foundations and the Basically Amazing add-on photo mats. So at the end, I'm going to show you how to make this. So let's get on with this. There are 6 sets. The black and white set has just been left in the shop year-round, because I think those are... they're kind of fun. They're good for, you know, they're good for foiling if you wanted to add a little bit of foil. They're good for a little bit of black and white accent into your albums. They're just good to have on hand all the time. But set 1 through 5, they're only available twice a year. So set number 1, oh, no. So set number 1 is this one. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 different background designs in it. And I'll have a link in the description box below that has all of well, let's see, I'll just link to the section in my Etsy shop where all of these are. So it'll show you exactly what's in there, what's in each set. But this sheet right here, this is not included in the set, but what this is the Etsy listing photo. So what you need to do to get this photo is, let's see, do you right click on it? Click on the photo, and I think it makes it bigger, the Etsy listing photo. Right click on it, and then save to, I think you hit save to, and then you can save the image on your computer, and you can print this out for your title sheet. So this is set number 1. It's got 6 background designs. Set number 2 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 background designs. And set number 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 background designs. Set number 4. These were like the original backgrounds right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 backgrounds on this one. These were like the very first backgrounds I came out with. One of my favorites is text. The color, I like them all. To be honest, I like them all. I like all my backgrounds. They're so special. Set number 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 background designs in set number 5. And then, of course, the black and white, there are 8 background designs in the black and white, but these are available all the time. But I have these printed off. There's my 2 different printers. This is the laser, this is the inkjet. They're not the same. I don't know where my cover sheet went here. Where is my, I'm trying to find the matching, collage sheet there so I can show you. It may not look that different to you, but in person, it's super close. I mean, it's super, super close. It's super different. Man, I have missed you guys so much. I tell you what. All right. So those are the different sets. Don't forget to get your title sheets if you want your title sheet for your different sets. So then, in the first video, I think I go into great detail of different ways you can print these. So I will link that video down below. Actually, I was wearing this exact jacket and I released them in October of last year, I'm pretty sure. So I find that funny that I'm wearing the same jacket. But anyway, so I go into really specific details on printing and whatnot, but we'll just briefly touch on it here. So there's 3 different PDFs. There's 8.5 by 11, there's 12 by 12, and 13 by 19. So if your set has a direction, like this is a direction, there will be a portrait, and then there'll be one where it's going the other way, the landscape, for the 8.5 by 11, okay? So keep that in mind. So if there's, let's see, set number 1, there's 2 of them that are directional. Both of these, there'll be 2 extras. So there'll be a portrait and a landscape and a portrait and a landscape. So there'll be 8 pages in the 8.5 by 11 PDF. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so there is the 8.5 by 11. And then the 12 by 12. If you have a wide format printer, I'll link mine down below if you want to check it out. But most wide format printers, they will print all the way up to, was it 13 by 19? It could be even bigger. No, mine only goes 13 by 19, I think. So, but anyway, you can also take it to, you can put it on like a flash drive and take it to your local office supply, or you can take it to a printing company and see if they can give you a good deal. Sometimes they charge you out the wazooey and sometimes they don't. So it just depends. Like Staples is not a good place to go. I went there one time to get the 13 by 19 just to see how much it cost, and it was ridiculously stupidly high. And I was like, whoa, whoa. So you need to find a place, a local print shop where you can work out a deal or something if you don't have a wide format printer. But anyway, so this is the 12 by 12, and most printers don't print to the edge. So the 12 by 12 has a border, which is fine. It's totally fine. But if you really wanted a full 12 by 12, that's why I did the 13 by 19. So there's a full PDF of the 12 by 12, and then there's a full PDF. This is 13 by 19. So you get a 12 by 12 sheet. It's a little bit bigger. 12 by 12 image, a little bit bigger than that, and then 2 6 by 6s down at the bottom. And the reason I did that is because if you go to a printer, they're going to print on large paper. And so instead of wasting that extra paper, or you're printing at home instead of wasting that extra paper, you've got additional images. So this is the 13 by 19. You get 3 pieces. You get 12 by 12 and 2 6 by 6s, okay? So if you don't have a wide format printer, this is the 13 by 19. It's going to be hard to see. My printer, again, this is from my inkjet, my Epson, the one that I had hit reset somehow, has reset itself. It's printing funky for whatever reason, but I need to spend some time with it. So anyway, so this is the 13 by 19 page that I unclicked fit to page and I printed on 8.5 by 11. So this is, I believe it's a little 7 maybe. It's a little over 7 by 7, and then these little images are like 3.5 by 3.5. So you can still use the large 13 by 19 PDF file and just unclick fit to page, and it will give you this. And then you can also, for the 12 by 12, this is the 12 by 12. I unclicked fit to page, and this one prints off a little bit, let's see, the 8 3/8 by 8 1/4. So what's cool about this is if you're making an 8 by 8 album, this is like an 8 by 8 pad that you're printing out. So you can take the 12 by 12s and print it onto regular paper as well. If you have an A4 size printer, you can do the exact same thing. You can print normal, the 8.5 by 11, you can just print that normal. And you don't even have to unclick fit to page. I think it will print just like normal, just like a regular. I don't have an A4 because I'm, you know, I don't, my country standard is letter 8.5 by 11. But if you have an A4, it'll print just like this. You know, it'll just fill up the page and print, blah. Voila. Okay, so those are your printing options. These are going to be up for a couple weeks. You cannot use a coupon code on these. I like using more than just one background design. Another thing I wanted to say is people ask me all the time, why don't I include these backgrounds when you purchase the set of templates? Because when you purchase my templates, you get a full set of background design of your choice that's on the templates, and then you get a full set of plain templates, and you get a guide set of templates, and you do not get a full sheet of background design. And the reason for that is when you print your template out with the background design on it, you're only printing the background design where the template is, the part that you're going to use, so you're not wasting any ink. Also, it's just one pass through your printer. If you have a full sheet of background design and then you print the plain template over top of, you'll have areas that you don't use, that you've wasted ink, and it's 2 passes through the printer. Now that's fine and dandy, but the way I set my templates up is to make it easy for you. So, but I do like having these sheets. I do like having all the different options of background. So that is why I do it the way I do it. For those main reasons, you don't waste ink and you don't waste time sending pages through the printer multiple times. Although I'm guilty of doing that with a lot of things because I love digital printable things. I love printables. I've been really loving printables lately. I've found a few sets of printables that I just think they're beautiful. Anyways, so I will link as much information as I can down below. I'll link my printers. I'll link the cardstock. I'll link that other video. I'll link my sets. I'll link the section in my shop where these are. And you need to probably go ahead and get your favorites because they're only available twice a year. So October and April, those are the only 2 times a year that they are available. And okay, so I'm super excited. I hope you guys are excited about it too. Now I'm gonna show you how I made this. On to the project. So I will show you exactly how I made this book. All right. So right now there's only 6 background design sets available. And this book will hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets. And I haven't done the black and white one yet. So I'll show you how I do that with the black and white. I won't do it in the new book. But anyways, but you can start off, or you can add, or you can do as many sections as you want. So it's like sectioned out. So it's like a, oh, and then I added this, I found this little scrap. This was a, come on. Uh-oh. Why isn't, there we go. Can you see that it's foil? Oh, there it is, a scrap of foiled paper. So I just added that to the back of the spine. And it's just all cardstock. There's no chipboard in here at all. It's just all cardstock. So, and it's super easy. It just takes a little bit of time. So what you're gonna need is, out of the Basically Amazing Foundations, you're gonna need one of these sheets, page number 6, which is the binding strips. So you're gonna need a page of that. I just printed it off onto 80-pound cardstock. And then you'll need, I use the 17 BD, which is for the 4x6 photos. And you print off as many as you want. So, like this would be one page, this would be another page. So front, back. Okay, so you print off as many of those as you want or need. And then from the add-on photo mats. So this is the Basically Amazing add-on photo mats. I printed, and you don't have to do this part, I just think it's prettier. I printed page 7BD out, and this is just on regular, this isn't copy paper, this is a little bit thicker. I want to say it's 30 pound or 28, or I don't know. It's a little bit nicer than regular copy paper. So these are the add-on photo mats. So I printed a bunch of these. I don't even know how many I printed. So there's just one for each side, okay? So that's all you're gonna need. Okay. So let's start with the binding strips. All I'm gonna do is, whoa. I'm gonna trim out all the way around. Let's see, how many are you gonna need? You're gonna need this section and this section, and then these two sections. So you don't need all of them. And I don't, let's see. I'm trying to remember how I did this. It's so easy. I mean, it's not hard. It's just, and you know what I should do? Before I trim all these apart, I'm gonna trim this page down. So the 17BD, however many you need, you can print off as many as you need, but I'm just gonna show you just one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and trim both sides of the short tabs off. And then this is just on regular, this is 80 pound cardstock. I'll have it linked down below along with the 13 by 19 cardstock. And then you trim two of the long tabs off, one on each one of these pages. Like that. Okay. And then you want to split them apart, because this is how tall you're going to need your binding to be. Oops, I better leave that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and lay it on here, and I'm just going to draw one line across the top here. Like that, and then I'm going to trim them all to the same height at the same time. Just like that. And now I'm going to go through and separate these all out. So I need this skinny one on the end here. I need this set, oh, but I'm going to go ahead and separate them out. So there's 1, 2, 3 of these that look like that, and then I'll skip that whole set because I do not think we need it. And I need these two that stack on top of each other. And it looks like I might have trimmed it too tall. So after I get it all put together, I may have to shorten it once again. All right, so now what I'm going to do is get my scoreboard out, and I am going to score all of these lines that are here. This is a We Are Memory Keepers scoreboard, and I believe this is a We Are Memory Keeper stylus. I'll have an Amazon, my Amazon store link down below for you guys. Any of the lists that I have in there should have links to scoreboards and things. So if you want to check anything out, all of my favorite things that I use, all of that is linked in any one of those lists usually, because I always make a special list for every project I do so that you can find. I don't use the same stuff, like extra stuff. Like I may not do the melting wax, you know, the wax seal stuff in every project, so I wouldn't have that in every list, if that makes any sense. I think it does. Oh, and while I'm at it, let me go ahead. So I only cut one page up, but however many pages you think you're going to need, and we'll go over that in just a second, because like some of the bundles have more pages in them. So like I like to have a title sheet, but this would be like one of these. So right here, this page here is like one of these. So I would have a title page, and then I have the first page on the back of that. And then this would be that second page from that. So that's one sheet. So the 2 pages is one sheet, right? So like for the first bundle, there are 6 designs. So I needed 2 sheets. Does that make sense? Because there's 2 per sheet. So I needed 2 sheets. So I think set 1, 2, 3, and 5, you need 2 sheets. And sets 4 and 6, you need 3 sheets of these. Okay, so a sheet would be 2 of these on each sheet. If you're doing if you have all of the bundles and you're doing all of them currently, that's what they are. Okay, so you know what I think I should do too? I'm just prepping these really quick. I think on this one, I think, because basically this lays on top of here. Well, let's just go ahead and add them together. And I'm just going to use glue. Well, maybe not. I guess I can use some. No, I'm just going to use glue. Just going to use glue. This is Art Glitter Glue. And I'm just going to put that in the middle there. If you wanted to ink these, you certainly can. Feel free to do that first. You don't have to ink them if you don't want to. So I literally just laid this one right in between, right where it fits right in the middle of that one. Make sure I didn't glue my flap down. Could have prepped that better. Right, so now I have 4 fins. I didn't really prep those fins very good. Right, so you got 4 fins. So this is how you would do the binding if you were doing the album, the Foundations album in the first place. And then what you would do after that, if you wanted to add additional fins in between, that's where these smaller pieces come into play. So like if you were working on your album and you're like, oh shoot, I need more room, you would use these pieces. I need more pages. I have to add more things, because you know most of us do. Have to add more stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and prep all these both ways. Just because. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to place one in between each one of these. Just like this. These don't have pencil marks. So on the skinnier part, it's like 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. And then I'm going to tuck that right next to that top layer, where that top layer is attached to the bottom layer. And, whoops. If you were using tape, obviously it would adhere really quickly, but glue will work just fine. So now we've added one in between there. See, we've added this one onto that stacked section. You see it right there? That's the one we just added. So now we're going to add one here, and we're going to add one here. The exact same way. I'm just going to take and put glue there. We're going to go into the middle one, and we're going to put it right next to that score mark there, on one side or the other, doesn't matter. Right? So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to add one more. Do the same thing. I think I turn around this way and put it right up next to that top layer where we added that on. Okay, so now we've got them all put together. See, that was easy. They're not even. We might have to trim it anyway. Right, so I probably would have inked all these up, but you don't have to at all. But like for these, while that's sitting, let's just go ahead and prep these. So you want to prep where you scored. And I am going to ink these up because maybe I'll use this book. I'm not going to make the whole thing on camera here, but maybe I'll use this for like my pastel, my vintage pastel collage backgrounds. Those are always available in my Etsy shop. But those are fun, and since I have 2 printers, it would be nice to have a quick swatch book of those. So maybe I'll do that with the second book. If I do that, I'll show you in another video the finished results of that. Okay, that was a little sloppy, but that's okay. Okay, so I would, you know, it's inked up on one side, but I would go ahead and ink up on the other. So then we have that. So here is the spine part. So if you wanted to, you could ink this up. Oh, I'm probably going to have to trim this. So let me check here. Oh yeah, I'm going to have to trim this up a little bit. When you have a big paper trimmer like this one, which is also linked in all of my lists, it'll go through all these layers, no problem. So I'm just gonna straighten that edge up, and I'm gonna go back and ink this up really quick since I cut all the edges off. So this is literally the spine of the book. This is the back of the book. This part right here. That is this part. So there's no chipboard involved. It's just the cardstock. So, all right. So you just want to make sure everything is good and burnished. So then what you do to add the pages on here, same thing. You just take, I'm going to use glue again. You just take the glue. This is exactly how we add the pages onto the album when we're making the Basically Amazing foundation. This is one of the ways you can do it. You just add it right onto that fin. So you take the fin you left, or the tab that you left on the page, and you attach that directly to the fin that you have in the book, okay? Or on the spine piece. So in this case, like, let's see, I think I did 2 on each side of the fin. I did. So you can then stack another one right on top of that. It just really depends on how many you need. And try to keep it even. So if you know, if you have 4, don't put 3 on one side of the fin and then 1 on the other side of the fin. Does that make sense? Try to keep it even. So you put 2 on one side of this fin, and then you could put 2 on the back side of the fin. So in that particular case, like since this is set number 1, there would be 2 on the front of the fin and 2 on the back of the fin, and that would be 1 set. That'd be set number 1. So that fin would be set number 1. Okay? I hope I'm making sense. I think I am. I think I'm doing okay. Okay, so then we have the add-on photo mats. Again, you don't have to do this. You can do it without it, but why? When you can make it pretty. That's the way I think anyways. So I'm going to trim these two out. I meant to do this ahead of time, but I had a really hard time focusing on what am I going to do? I got to record. Oh no. I even said something in my Facebook group. You guys, wish me luck and get ready to start recording. It's been a while. So I'm hoping to be back super soon. I was going to try to do some stuff in video while I was working on the new stuff, but I've got so many things going on right now with the new stuff. That stuff is everywhere. I mean, it's pushed out all over the place around the outer perimeter. So you guys can't see it. So I just couldn't get in an extra project while I was creating, because again, I'm doing 3 different things, 3 different add-ons, and my brain was just completely full. All right, so I'm going to use a tape runner for this, or you could use glue if you want, to put these down. So these fit on these pages perfectly. That's what they were designed for. Whoops, as I put them on there crooked. So they're designed to have like a faux, you know, faux photo corner, right? Super cute. So then you would go and put one on each side of every page that you make. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I ran out. Oh no. I swear I feel like I've been using it. I feel like I just replaced that, but I've been using it, so. Alright, so you would go and put one on each side of your page. Okay? Right? Easy. I guess you guys probably didn't think this was that easy, but it's that easy. So, I'm going to set this one aside, and I'm going to show you, let's see, set number 6. This is the one I haven't done yet. This is the black and whites. Wow, that seems, I wonder if I used a different, no? Oh, I know what it is. No? I don't know. It just seemed really thick all of a sudden, but it's not. It's the same. So this is the Etsy listing photo, and I think I printed it, I shrunk it down to fit into here. I might have, I don't know. You'd have to look at your printer settings to get it in, just to shrink it small enough to get it onto the page. But anyway, so you can see where I've got a photo mat on each page, one of the add-on photo mats. I think I might have been using cardstock as the photo mat. Yeah. The photo mats are printed on cardstock, but you don't need to. You just, regular copy paper is probably fine. Oh Lord, I've got all kinds of ookie gookie. Okay, and so then I've got some back here that don't have anything on there. So those were just added pages without the photo mats yet. So that's the 7th fin. So the 6th fin is where we're gonna add these black and white background designs. All right, so since I've got these already printed off, this is the laser. So I'm going to, we'll start there. I'm going to move this aside. I should put this, where should I put this? I should put this with this. And the laser is important for the black and white if you're wanting to foil. You need to have a laser printer in order to foil the black and white. And you also need to print it in grayscale, not color black and white, because that'll change it. It changes it to a different tone. But the blacker the better, in my opinion, when it comes to foiling. But it's also really pretty when you're adding it into your albums for different reasons. So what I'm going to do is get my paper trimmer back out. And I am going to find a really, let's see, I think I'll just cut the edge off here like that, and I'm gonna flip it around, and I'm gonna cut it at like a 4x6 photo. So there's gonna be the 4. Cut it 4 inches like that, and then, oh, I better open my paper trimmer. Even though this doesn't have you don't have like a 6-inch, whoa, a 6-inch marking on the paper trimmer. Let me see if I can't guess at that. Let's see. So what do we have here? This is, let me cut this down to, cut it down to 10 3/4. So in order to get 6, I'm going to have to cut off 4 1/4. Does that sound right, you guys? So that should leave me with a 6-inch piece. I don't like doing backwards. I don't like doing math, much less backwards math. Oh, that's 6 1/2. No, it needs to be 4 3/4. Right. Geez, 4 1/4. Okay. So that should give me approximately a 6-inch piece. It does. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do the rest of them off camera. So what I wanted to show you, if you were just doing the one piece, right, so then you could just stick this on here, just like this, onto the page, okay? And I have my We Are Memory Keepers, a photo corner chomper. They are back. I'll have them linked down below if you want to check it out. You can, I think they're back on pre-order. They were on pre-order and they sold out, and then they got them on pre-order again. They might even be in stock, I'm not sure, but I will have it linked down below if you want to check it out. So then what you want to do is, again, this is totally optional. You can chomp your corners like that, and then it'll fit right in there perfectly. See that? Look how cool that looks. So if you've been wanting one of these and you didn't see, I put it in my Facebook group that they were back, and I think I did a community post. But if you're wanting one of these, they are back. They're linked down below. Check it out. Right? So because I'm going to be doing one printer on top and one printer on the bottom, I'm going to cut these in half. But if you were just doing, if you just had the one printer, you would go ahead and glue that down as is. But since I'm doing 2, I'm just going to cut this at 3 inches. Like that. I'm going to put one aside and I'll put one in my book. So it'll go right there. And since my tape runner has run out, whoa, I just bumped the light. Let me use Fabri-Tac. I guess I could use the art glitter glue too. I just didn't want to take a minute to get my tape runner out. So I'm just going to add a little bit of Fabri-Tac here. Oh wait, let me make sure. I need to keep it Epson's on top, HP's on bottom. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here at the bottom because this is the laser printer version. As a matter of fact, just so I don't forget, I'm going to put HP on bottom and Epson on top. Okay, so then I'll put the other version on top of here. And so this is just a strip of black cardstock that I put in between, and just to make sure I remember, this is the Epson, this is the HP, and what the name of the background design is. So I put that on top after I have put both pieces on there. Okay, does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all of these out. I'm going to do all the HPs, and then I'll do all of the Epson ones, and then I'll be right back. All right, I have them all cut. I have their corners cut. So this is the HP and this is the Epson. So for me, it is laser inkjet. So I've got them, and then I only chomped the top corners of the one that's going on top and the bottom corners on the ones that are going on the bottom. I've refilled my tape dispenser. Whoops. Look, that's how new I have refilled it. I haven't even gone through. There we go. I haven't even made sure that it was going to work. Okay, so I'm just going to add these, and you can use glue. This is just faster, it grabs faster. So then for me, I'm just going to add these on top here, right in their little spots. Oops, I can't see. I can't see. Let's do it like this. Whoops, I might have cut this a little shy. That's okay. It's not gonna matter. So then I will put a strip of black cardstock here, but I'm gonna do that last. I'm gonna go through, what did I just say? Which pile was which? So this is this pile, and that's that pile. Maybe if I had it like this. So I'm gonna go through and add all of these on here. And I'll be right back. Okay, so then the last thing I do is I take some black cardstock. These are 4 1/4 by 1/2 inch strips of black cardstock, and this is a white Jelly Roll number 10 gel pen. And I write the name of the background design, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, I do Epson and HP. Wait a minute, let me make sure I'm doing it right here. HP, Epson, like that. Okay, so I'm going to go through and write all these on here. And this dries pretty quick, but then all you have to do is add these on. So I'm just going to use a little bit of my tape runner tape, hoping they are dry, and I got way off. Maybe I won't use tape runner tape. Maybe I'll use some glue. Now I've made a mess because I got way off. And you just put it on by the seam. Just put it right there over that seam between the two. Right? So it looks like that. Right? Easy peasy. Alright. Maybe I'll just do one strip of tape instead of 2. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just your swatch book. You know, you're not selling it or anything. It's just for your own use. It just makes it, you know, it's just pretty. It's a prettier way to make a swatch book than just to have a bunch of swatches on. I mean, you could do this with anything. You could do this with, any paper collections, like digital paper collections that you have. Like the Floral Whimsy, wouldn't that be cool if you just had a page for each one? So you can flip through really quick and see, you know, like a reference to see what you got and see what looks good with what you're doing. It's just pretty. It's just prettier than a sheet of paper, you know, I think, anyways. So you'll have to let me know if you make one. You'll have to share with me some of your projects in my Facebook group if you like, so I can see what you may have made using this little bitty Swatch book. Swatch book? But anyway, so it's that simple. It's easy. I mean, it is a little time consuming. You can do without the add-on photo mats if you want. I just think it adds an extra little touch. Again, you could do without that. You could just put a 4x6 piece on there if you would like. No big deal. Do it however you like, but it is super convenient to have all of my choices in one little book that I can flip through really quick and be like, okay, I want to use this checker design, but I'm going to have to print it from my HP because it goes better. The tone goes better with, you know, what I am working with, that kind of thing. So anyway, all right, so you have to let me know what you think about that. So okay, you guys, all the information is down in the description box below. On the screen, I will put the very first video for the background design release so you can really see how the different print options, how many different print options there are. I really go into detail in that first video, so I will put it here on the screen. It'll pop up. You can hit that if you want. And then everything else, you guys, should be down below in the description box, including that video as well. But don't forget, these are only up for a couple weeks. That information, again, is down below. There's 6 sets, 1 through 6. So 1 through 5 are only up during the special times. And let me know what you think about the little swatch book, and let me know if you make one. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, you guys, because when I start rolling again with my videos, they're going to be coming out and I don't want you to miss any of them. And be sure to give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.